Hey everyone, welcome back to Fun in the Locker Room, the best show west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi, best show in the United States of America. Sean Rankel, Liam Holloway, Truett Carstetter, as always. If you're looking for a place where you're going to get some astoundingly hot takes, some great analysis, some phenomenal predictions, well, just with Liam, phenomenal predictions, you've come to the right place. This is Fun in the Locker Room. Stay with us for the next hour or so, and let's all have some fun in the locker room together. As always, stick around for a while, hit the subscribe button, the little notification bell. You're going to want to get all of our takes, debates, predictions for eternity. So just make sure you're here every week on Wednesdays. We got a lot to talk about today. We got week 6 of the NFL. We got to do our recaps and our predictions for Thursday Night Football. I'm thinking that this Thursday is the week that Liam finally gets his first loss. That's just me, though. That's my prediction. We got baseball as well. We're in the championship series right now, both in the AL and NL. I'm not too good at predictions, but I'm going to guess that it's going to be Phillies Rangers. But hey, we'll get into that. We have some college football a little bit, and we'll see what else we have time with. So stick around for the next hour. Recline in your chair, kick your feet up. Get ready for some fun in the good old fashioned locker room. We're going to start the show as we always start the show with our hot takes and takeaways from week 6 of the NFL season. Sean, start us off, baby.
Chargers need to fire Brandon Staley. We've been saying this since last year, since the year before that, forever. Every single time, this Chargers team is just wasting away a generational quarterback. Justin Herbert has the talent to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he just can never get it done. And they've gone through so many changes, and it's been a problem with the Chargers for years. Liam always likes to talk about the stat about the fact that they were first in offense, first in defense, and last in special teams, and they didn't make a playoff spot that year. And it just seems the Chargers are always so close to getting there and have all this great talent on both sides of the ball, but just can't figure out a way to get it done. And at this point, I just got to change the head coach, change the manager, maybe fire the ownership at this point. I don't know what, but you cannot waste another year of a generational quarterback with this BS that's going on in LA.
Liam.
I mean, yeah, I want to completely echo that. Who's the Chargers rookie? Was it Josh Palmer? Is he their guy or is it Quentin Johnson?
Quentin Johnson.
So he didn't get a single target in the game the other day, and they're missing Mike Williams. I don't know what to say. They have too many weapons to be just so mediocre. Austin Eckler's generational talent. Justin Herbert, generational quarterback. Great wide receiving core. Justin Herbert. Great wide receiving core, and they stink. Weapons on defense, can't get it done. I don't know. Rank's finally coming around to it. I think we've all been knowing for a long time Staley's needed to be gone. I don't know how he isn't on the hot seat already, but it's ridiculous.
There's not many coaches that are going to get fired this year, I think, looking around the NFL, but Brandon Staley needs to be gone. Gone now.
Yeah, this is I'm going to just completely echo what you guys are saying. So Staley's career record with the Chargers in this past 2.5 years is 21-18, which is just a good old-fashioned way of saying mediocre, especially you've had Justin Herbert all those years, you've had Austin Eckler all those years, you guys already went to the list, but 21-18, and then obviously a historic collapse in the playoffs. What was it, last year?
Yep.
Yeah. And that itself that's just a major stain on the legacy. So, yeah, I think they need to fire Brandon Staley as well. It's just pathetic. I'm really tired of just expecting this Chargers team to go, more than just 3 games above 500. Especially because the first 2 years of Staley's career as a coach, they were 1 or 2 games over 500. It looks like they're probably going to finish under 500 this year, and then there'd be really just no excuse not to fire him. So. I'm with you there, especially this Cowboys team that just got their asses handed to them on a silver platter by the Niners last week. You need to take advantage of this momentum and capitalize on this, and they just really let the Cowboys steady the ship, which is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, the Cowboys played pretty bad too. This was just a terrible football game, I think, for both teams. It was just hard to watch, really. One of the many games this week that was hard to watch.
Yeah, I agree. One last thing I want to talk about this game as a fun little thing. Did you guys see that industry plant that's been going around Twitter?
Yeah,
there was some
the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That fake fan.
Yeah,
that's crazy. There's
she
no
was
way that's true.
she was on
Rono
Pat
tried.
McAfee's
Yeah.
on his show and was saying all that stuff. She's a she's a bit of a baddie and she finds her way in a couple games here and there, but I don't know. Like, I mean, did you see the photo that was leaked of her in the Vikings uni or the Vikings gear?
Yeah, but there's a backstory behind that. Apparently, her son plays on a like a youth football team that is the Vikings, so that's why she
Oh,
was wearing that. But like, let's keep it a buck. There's no such thing as a Chargers fan, like at
yeah,
all.
100%. It's pretty embarrassing, but yeah, I don't think she's a plant, but at the same time, like that was just way like you can't be that animated for Justin Herbert,
It's for a
and
terrible game.
yeah, that was just really bad.
All right, Liam, what's your big takeaway from the week?
Yeah, so I was saying this, I think last week. I just really want to echo it. CMC, I think, should be clear-cut MVP after what the Niners did without him. He showed why he is the most valuable player in football. I know Tua's been having a great year. Pat Mahomes does his thing. Josh Allen, whatever. CMC is like he's just the man. On pace to have unbelievable numbers, and as soon as he gets hurt, one of the best offenses in the NFL flounders. It's no coincidence. The Browns absolutely whooped up. I'm gonna say they whooped up on the Niners. Niners should have won this game by 3 scores easy. PJ Walker was starting. Dude deserves a shot in the NFL after this performance. Browns defense is for real, but this game just goes to show C-Mac, he's the man. He is the MVP this year.
Yeah, I got to echo you on that, and I think we talked about it last week how he should really be number one in the MVP rankings, and if anything, he should go up this week without even playing. PJ Walker, he's got a cool story. I guess he was on the Panthers, right? But I mean, he's an XFL quarterback, and to dice up a 49ers defense like he did, well, not even dice up really. He had 2 picks and only had 192 yards, but to get the Browns to the win, with this running back by committee. And we can talk about the Browns defense, which I think arguably best defense in the league over the Niners. But this is just embarrassing. And I loved all the Brock Purdy memes. I mean, he really does turn into like Zach Wilson when he doesn't have just elite talent around him. Christian McCaffrey, goes out. Also, Kittle, had 2 targets. I think he got injured a little bit. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you take away his big fancy sports cars, he's not going to have anywhere to drive. So, that's all I got for that.
It really is. Like, I've been saying this for a while, and you guys are finally coming around to this theory that Brock Purdy is overrated, and almost any quarterback go into the system and do what he did, and this is just what's happening. And C-Mac being out and Debo being out just exposed the 49ers for what they are, and they are a talented group around a quarterback who just throws checkdowns. And that's what he is. And that's
Frank, I think
quarterback,
that's our take.
Any quarterback except for Jimmy G, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right?
Jimmy G's just above everybody else.
We've been saying that Jimmy G could fit as well as anyone else, and you're the one that was hyping up Jimmy G. Well, that's our take that you've come to realize, right?
Speaking of which, who leads the league in picks this year? Frank, you know who it is? Who leads interceptions? Who leads the NFL?
Derek Carr.
Jimmy G. You knew that one. But we'll just lay that to rest.
But speaking of Browns defense, though, Jim Schwartz, one of the underrated hires of the offseason, is defense coordinator for the Browns, and they played their ass off. Like, that was a great team defense, rallying around the ball, and it shocks me. There was a lot of shocking games this weekend, but this was probably one of the most shocking.
This defense is crazy. Like they have the personnel, they have the cohesiveness as a unit. Like, this is a ridiculous defense, and it's sad because like this offense, condolences obviously to Nick Chubb and all of Nick Chubb's fantasy owners out there. Obviously, Deshaun Watson has had his ups and downs, and wasn't playing this week. It's sad to see such a defense go to waste. And that 3-2 record, all 3 of those wins you can attribute to this defense, and it's going to be a real shame if they stick around 500 or even a little bit less. And that defense and all that talent and personnel just kind of goes to waste.
Would you guys agree with this statement? Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in the NFL.
No, I can't.
That's tough, especially because Aaron Donald hasn't been playing like Aaron Donald that we know, but TJ Watt is really goddamn good at football, and so is Nick Bosa.
I'm going to echo what Truitt's takes about it be, but the NFL is a very reactionary league, and it's a very like week by week take because people were talking about Micah Parsons being the best defensive player of the year, best player in the league. And I think he personally is, but there's so many other good guys in the league. Is Myles Garrett up there? Yeah, but is he the best? I don't think so.
I forgot about Micah Parsons. That's a great take, Sean.
I think what he's shown through 5 games, just like where this defense would be without him, I think on a whole other level, like what he does for them versus like what Micah Parsons does for the Cowboys.
I think TJ Watt though.
Yeah, that's very true. Defense. Very true.
And Rick, I like that you said it's a reactionary league because I do totally see that now, especially when you have 17 games. It's very matchup heavy. If you have 17 opportunities to show yourself and your talent as a player, and you see like TJ Watt had a huge headlines because he went up against that Ravens shitty O-line, right? And he looked like a god. And not to say he isn't a god, but you're right, it is reactionary. We see one sample a week of these guys, and if they have a good matchup, they have a good matchup. And that might have been Micah Parsons, 1 week, and then Myles Garrett the other week. But it's just phenomenal that we have so much talent that we're even having this conversation. But it's really tough to say who's the best when football in general and just the length of the season is just going to be so matchup dependent.
All right, True. What's your take that we've already roasted you on for this week?
This isn't a take. This is really just a trend. I saw this video on Instagram. I do want to just say this wasn't my take that I made. I just thought it was a cool idea. And yes, some strings are being pulled to make it work. But it's basically, if you look at the 6 weeks so far and you take the quote talk of the town each week, that team has lost the following week, right? So week 1 was the Lions Thursday Night Football, the season opener that beat the Chiefs. I don't think really anybody was expecting that. And then week 2, they go on and lose to the Seahawks in a shootout. Week 2, this is probably the iffiest one that I wasn't sure about, but the Ravens, the Ravens beat the Bengals. At this point, the Bengals had only had one bad week. I mean, now we can look back and say the Bengals are been pretty bad this year, but the Ravens going in, like, we're thinking, is Lamar back? Like, is this the year? The Ravens are 2-0. They go on to lose to the Colts in OT the next week. Week 3, I think undisputedly, Dolphins put up 70 against the shitty-ass Broncos. They were definitely the talk of the town. Everyone's talking about Mike Daniel and their offense and everything. They end up losing to the Bills the next week. You flip that, the Bills beating the Dolphins, beating the team that put up 70 points. They were the talk of the week. They ended up losing to the Jags in London the next week. Week 5, the Niners Sunday Night Football just demolished the Cowboys, in the primetime lights. They're going to be the talk of the town. And then they lose to the Browns this week, which we just discussed a minute ago. The video I watched hadn't really discussed week 6 yet. So you can say that the Jets are the talk of the town. You can say whoever, but whoever's the talk of the town, I guarantee you they're going to lose next week. So if you want to put money on something, put it on the other team, whoever you think is the talk of the town, which I'm going to open up to you guys. Who is the talk of the town this week before we really get into depth in those games?
I have no idea because almost all of these games were just terrible. They were absolutely terrible. I would say that the Niners are the talk of the town for getting whooped by the Browns with a backup quarterback. Honestly.
Yeah, well, you want to put Browns at the talk of the town, and then Browns.
I would say
I don't know
the 3 teams that talk of the town are the Browns, the Jets, and the Giants.
Yeah. Giants? What the fuck?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, you tried to sneak them in, bro.
You're trying to pull a fast one on us, Rank. All right, let's get into these 3-minute games. Let's start with Broncos Chiefs. 3 minutes, start the clock. What do we got, Rank?
I can start on this one, actually. Yeah. I can start on this one. Yeah, so this was another Thursday night matchup. I believe the spread was 10.5 for the Chiefs to cover, and they ended up winning by 11. I'm going to give you guys some insider information of what my strategy has been so far to make me undefeated in Thursday night football picks. If you don't know, if you're just tuning in this week, I'm undefeated so far this year with the double or nothing in week 1. Anyway, my strategy this year has been just follow your heart. There is no strategy. Just Just bet on who you want to win and what you want to happen. I don't like the Broncos. The Chiefs, I like Patrick Mahomes, so that's why I took them. And this was a terrible game. Once again, the Broncos offense just stunk. Russell Wilson, bad. Patrick Mahomes didn't have a good game. Such a winnable game, or at least be competitive for the Broncos, and they ended up losing by 11 still. Yeah, I got nothing more to say.
Not that I want to. I know we've in the past have been overreactionary with the Chiefs, and obviously they're going to be a team. I would say you can pencil them into an AFC Championship game. That's what happens every year. But their red zone struggles this year have been bad. They were in the red zone 5 times this game, and they scored 1 touchdown, kicked 4 field goals. Like, I feel like they're missing that playmaker at times, another wide receiver other than Travis Kelce to get in the end zone and find a way to get there. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I maybe you could go out and get a receiver like Tyreek Hill. I don't know.
They traded for Mecole Hardman today. Actually, that was the
Yeah, I saw that. I
Oh,
do want to bring up two
Reg.
things about one about the Chiefs, one about the Broncos. I think we all saw the Steve Smith Senior roasting the shit out of Jerry Jeudy. Totally justified. And Jerry Jeudy, that was just extremely disrespectful to one of the all-time great wide receivers. That's just really childish. And you come out of Alabama, you think everything's all sunshine and flowers for you. So I get that. The other side of the ball is Rank. I know you're talking about the Chiefs and everything, the red zone struggles. I think going into this year, we didn't know how bad the Broncos were going to be, the Raiders and the Chargers. So you gotta kind of say it's out of their control. But the Chiefs have really not played a lot of good teams. That 5-1 record. Does that deserve an asterisk?
It should be 6-0.
Yeah, but they also should have lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I don't think they played that well. I think similar to the Eagles, I feel like the Eagles and Chiefs are both in like a Super Bowl hangover mode where they haven't put together a full 60 minutes of football that like have been impressive. They've just been skating by the talent themselves, and I'm waiting for them to put it together. And maybe it'll take some time because preseason these days doesn't really exist, but they haven't impressed me yet.
Well said.
I
Well
think that's
said,
a
Rank.
great take, Rank. And also like they're still winning games by 2 scores, and they played like crap. That just it speaks volumes, even if they're playing
I
the
agree.
Broncos, but still interdivision. It was a battle and still smoked them.
I agree.
Crazy.
Let's go Ravens, Titans. Liam, I'm going to open the floor to you as a Ravens fan.
I don't really have much to say. I mean, this was kind of expected. We knew the Ravens
That's
were just
it?
gonna win. We knew they were going to win. Great
Lamar
game
Jackson
by,
played well.
huh?
Lamar Jackson, I'm going to say it, had a really good game and really good passing game, to be fair. He looked really good passing in that first half. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Wow, Rank.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I want to. Can we talk about the Titans? I don't think we've talked about the Titans yet this year because they're like absolutely irrelevant.
Because why would we? Yeah.
I think they're a very interesting team because their run defense is insane. And
Yeah,
they can't pass the ball, but they have 2 guys, Derrick Henry obviously, but their other guy, Tyjae Spears, is kind of a weapon. Like
Derrick Henry's getting less touches. Tyjae Spears getting more touches. It seems like they're setting themselves up for something in the future. I'm waiting for like Malik Willis. Like, I know Malik Willis played a little bit in this game, but I think Ryan Tannehill's getting his way to bench. 70 yards, 70 passing yards, and a pick in a game. That's ridiculous.
I mean, he threw 16 times with a 50% completion rate. I don't understand why Will Levis isn't just in the game. Like, if you're gonna have Ryan Tannehill throw 16 times, why not just put somebody else in? It doesn't make
Will
any
Levis
sense.
can hand it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't catch this game. What happened here? Why did Malik Willis get in at all? Was this injury?
I think it was just because Ryan Tannehill had 70 passing yards.
Dude, Malik Willis almost had the same amount of yards in 5 attempts.
It's crazy.
That's-
I mean, that's
He
a
had
good
more
game for him.
passing yards.
Little-
He had more passing yards in 5 attempts than no 76. My bad. 2 yards difference. I can't read.
What the?
I mean, that's inspiring. And you're 2-4 at this point. Why not play one of your
Yeah.
3 backup quarterbacks that you have? Like Tannehill is just. He was great for you guys in the beginning. He got to playoffs at one point. It's time to get rid of him. He's 35. Get him out of here.
Oh, I got another take. Roquan Smith is just unbelievable. Dude
He's
is
their X
dude is
factor on that team.
insane. Yeah,
He's
he's
really good.
insane.
Bears fucked up by letting him go. Oh.
And I don't know. I think if the Baltimore defense is going to continue to be good, it's just all about their other offensive weapons outside of Lamar. Because Mark Andrews, he really hasn't looked good this year, and we don't need to get into Nelson Aguilar and Zay Flowers dropping passes and Rashad Bateman and Kenyon Drake. Gus Edwards, Justin.
Unfortunately, Odell's never gonna. I think we have to give up on the Odell ever. Getting anywhere close to Pro Bowl form.
I don't know why that was so hyped up. The dude was like.
You were hyping up too, to be fair. Like, you were on the Odell hype train.
No, you put me on the hype train. you baited me into that. I don't know. I
picked you up and threw you on it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. The fact that they're 4-2 with like this offense is kind of ridiculous, but yeah.
One more thing before we switch games, just going back to the Titans for a quick second. I'm going to start getting angry if they keep playing Ryan Tannehill. He has 2 touchdowns and 6 picks this season. So let's get him the hell out of here. He's got 1,000 yards though. I don't know how you want to look at that, but Vikings Bears.
I want to
battle of the bums
before Liam just spends his 3 minutes shitting on the Vikings. I would like to give a shout out again. Once again, I'm going to do this every week. Shout out to Kirk Cousins for leading this team without his number 1 wide receiver and willing them to victory. Come on, you got to be impressed. No Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins out here doing his thing, getting victories. Congrats, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm so impressed he put up 181 yards and a touchdown versus the Bears. What a performance, man. What a performance. So undeserved, dude. So undeserved.
Oh, God, here we go.
Unbelievably undeserved. They go in and play probably, I don't know who's shittier, the Bears or the Pats. I really don't know. Maybe you throw the Titans in there, but the Vikings are like really close to being in that group. They're just a garbage team.
I'm going to flip the conversation and talk about what do the Vikings do going forward, considering Justin Jefferson's out for a few weeks and maybe he'll stay out longer because there's no reason for him to play. He's rushing 46 yards rushing is pretty putrid. This Cam Akers trade didn't work out for you. What are you doing? If you're the Vikings, are you just being massive sellers at the deadline here? Like, what is your outlook for the rest of the season? Pretty much.
Absolutely.
If Kirk Cousins waives his no trade clause, you trade him to somebody who will take him.
100%.
And
are they tanking for Caleb Williams at this point?
The problem is they can't, because there's so many bad teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Terrible. The Panthers haven't won a game. The Bears suck. The Patriots suck. The Giants suck. The Cardinals suck. There are so many 2-4, 1-5, 0-6 teams. They're just around there. We're all going to finish bottom 10. Like, there's just too many bad teams to try to get Caleb Williams. Like, Caleb Williams is going to go to the Bears because they own the Panthers pick and the Panthers suck so much. Like, I don't know. There's a couple other quarterbacks. Like, you have Drake May, and you have Michael Penix, and you have J.J. McCartney, and I'm getting somebody else big, Shedeur Sanders possibly, but nothing lives up to Caleb Williams, and maybe he's overrated in my opinion, but I don't think they can take from him.
No, when you're talking about those shitty teams, you need to put the Vikings in there. They barely beat a back. Justin Fields got hurt in the second quarter, and they won by 6. Are you kidding me? Let me get this right. Tyson Bagent was in the game for the Bears throwing passes. He actually didn't do that bad. But a QBR of 16. Ew. Man, disgusting, despicable, and so deserved for the Minnesota Vikings. Let's move on.
Okay. I guess we can talk about Seahawks Bengals. There's not much to say here. This was a very uncharacteristic game for Geno Smith in particular. A lot of this was really just shooting them in the foot. You really don't see Geno with 2 picks. If anything, Geno's going to be a great game manager, great orchestrator, but he's not going to be one that's inefficient or bad decision making. 2 picks is very unlike him. Got to give credit to the Bengals defense, held Kenneth Walker in check. Geno still put up 300 plus yards, but picks are ways to kill drives, obviously. It looks like they're trying to get, a lot of different guys involved in the receiving corps to kind of make ourselves a little bit more multi-dimensional. Obviously Lockett's going to be a focus. DK Metcalf. They're trying to get Smith and Jigba and Jake Bobo, who's my new favorite player in the league
Bobo.
now. But yeah, this is just a very disappointing game, really, because they're just shooting themselves in the foot. 13 points from this offense is bad, especially with the Bengals team that is just reeling in the wrong direction. Again, I have to say this every week. Joe Mixon sucks. 38 yards is so bad. Yeah, I don't really have much to say here. This is just a disappointing game, and one that hopefully the Seahawks can move on from. Will say Jamal Adams looked good, and don't really say that too often.
I've brought this up before, but are you concerned about DK Metcalf's
yes,
lack of their term anger issues? Because I think if he was in New York or a more prominent market, Odell Beckham got ridiculed for all these penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties he got cost to the Giants, and this is now at least twice this year that I've seen that DK's gotten these things that have not looked good.
That's a good parallel that you bring up, because the anger issues is pretty frustrating. Obviously, we know that he's a physical specimen with a lot of talent. But, there's guys you look at all across sports, especially in the NBA, there's guys that have anger issues and stuff and get technicals, but they can get away with it because they're talented. DK has to basically, if you're going to be the class clown, you also got to get A's. You know what I mean? And he hasn't been getting A's at all. It's been some B's and a couple C's, really. So if you're going to have a hot temper and get some penalties like that, you better be getting touchdowns at 100+ yards. And, you can't have one without the other if you're going to have an anger management problem. Obviously, the ideal situation is he just gets rid of his anger management problems whatsoever, stops, getting penalties. And I know the Seahawks have always facilitated a culture where you can be who you want to be. You look at that Legion of Boom team, you had a lot of personalities on that team. You kind of can be who you want to be. DK Metcalf, the difference is they were all extremely talented. Richard Sherman was the best corner in the league for a while. DK Metcalf is nowhere near the best receiver in the league. You gotta have one to get the other. If that makes sense, Rank.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Joe Burrow?
I think
big question.
I think he's bouncing. I'm the biased Joe Burrow. I think me and Liam are opposites in the AFC North, but I think Joe Burrow is bouncing back from injury. He didn't look great last week. I think they had a red zone problem again, which many teams are having. But I'm starting to think Joe Burrow is turning the corner, and that I'm expecting the Bengals to bounce back in a big way. As much as we've said they struggled, they are 3-3 right now. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I think this bye week is definitely going to help them the most out of all the teams that are on bye. To be honest, if he's hurt, I don't know why Cincinnati's trotting him out there. This is your main dude. You shouldn't be trotting him out there on one calf just to get sacked by other teams and maybe put his career in harm. But I will say that he's kind of rekindled that targeting with Jamar Chase, which has been really good to see. So I'm a Bengals hater just because I think they're a little overhyped, but I think they're gonna start to come back a little bit, which is good for the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
Well said. Liam, Saints Texans. What do we got there?
This was another just shit game. You want to talk about dog shit? You turn on the Pats game, Pats Raiders. You turn on this game, just terrible. I saw a graphic after the game. It showed for the past 20 years where the Saints offense ranked and where the Saints defense ranked. And by far and away, best Saints defense in the past 20 years. But also the second worst Saints offense in 20 years. That last drive.
My God.
We were down 2013. We had no business sniffing a way to get it into overtime or go for 2 and win. No business. But that last drive, we called the same play, 4 verticals, 4 times in a row. The same play. And we throw a pick to end the game. Our offensive coordinator, Pete Carmichael, send him to Guantanamo Bay. I'm done. I am done. We have too many weapons on this team to not be good. Our defense has been carrying us. CJ Stroud hasn't thrown a pick this season. Throws 2 against this defense. We fumble, they return to the 1. It's just like we have too many guys to be this bad on offense. Derek Carr, I know he can get the job done. I know he's not like Zach Wilson or Daniel Jones or any other garbage quarterback. We have Alvin Kamara. We have receivers. I just don't get it, man. Dennis Allen, our coach, needs to be gone. Our offensive coordinator needs to be gone. And it's pathetic.
Running the same play 4 times is crazy enough. Running 4 verticals 4 times in a row is also just like a whole nother level of crazy.
Yeah. Oh, in the drive before that.
4th down play?
Yeah, the 4th down play, we ran a screen pass.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 5. We're like almost on the goal line and we're running a screen pass. What are we doing?
That was bad. And another play I saw in the game, which was very unsafe. Like, I know you've been preaching, and I've been preaching this for years, to get Taysom Hill the ball more.
Yes.
But they threw a pass to Taysom Hill where he was literally just like catching and going down. Like, I feel like you have to get him in space to do things, not treat him like a tight end who just catches the ball and like gets no yards after the catch. Like, get him in space. Like, it was such a weird play that just was very Taysom Hill Saint like that. It was just shocking to me.
Yeah, I think the whole league has seen like now with Sean Payton in Denver and what's going on with the Saints offense. Everyone just took Drew Brees for granted because that man was a stud. And
yeah.
by God, do I miss him. What our quarterbacks have on the past couple of years. At this point, just give Jameis a shot. I know he could chuck the ball downfield. I want to see Olave catch an 80-yard bomb. But our offense is so bad. It's so bad. Raheem Mostert has more touchdowns than us.
He had more touchdowns than a lot of teams, to be fair, but yeah.
Yeah, you gotta cut yourself some slack there, Liam.
I'll say this. One more thing. This team is lucky to be at 3-3. The way they've been playing. Our defense has just been carrying us. Very winnable game, and we choked.
Got you. Another undefeated team fell, and also to a team that is being carried by their defense in the New York Jets. We talked about the Browns and their defense being the only reason they're winning games. Just talked about the Saints and their defense being the only reason they're winning games. Another team, the Jets, outside of a couple Zach Wilson performances, their defense has been largely winning them games. And I think that happened here. How many times are you going to see Jalen Hurts have 3 picks in a game? I don't know, but I love the quote that Robert Saleh had. They've faced a juggernaut of QBs, and they have embarrassed all of them, and I'm here for that. What do you guys got for this?
They've played some great quarterbacks, and they've just annihilated them. Like, they made Patrick Mahomes look normal. They made Jalen Hurts look normal. They've made Josh Allen look normal. They've made every single team they played against look normal. And this defense is just carrying because Zach Wilson did exactly what he needed to do. Nothing spectacular, nothing flashy, no turnovers. That's the big thing. Let this defense give you a chance to win games.
And you know what he did too, Rank? He got Garrett Wilson the ball.
Yeah.
Very, very happy to see this. It's almost as if the Jets are just a quarterback away.
But Zach Wilson's definitely showing the improvement. Like, he's not making the bonehead mistakes, and that's the big thing. If he can game manage his way, this defense will keep them in every single game if they don't commit turnovers.
Yeah, he's got confidence, which is really nice to see.
One crazy stat I saw, which is not that beneficial for the Jets, in the Jets' 3 wins that they won, they forced 3 turnovers in each of the games, and they didn't in the games that they lost, which doesn't seem very sustainable. As good as defense is, forcing 3 turnovers a game is not going to be sustainable across the course of the season.
But literally the definition of your defense keeping in this game.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. And I think that says, we don't even really need to talk about the Eagles because that says way more about the Jets than the Eagles. We know what this Eagles team is, but this is just, wow, crazy. So also Eagles fucking signed Julio Jones, so that's great. I know he's washed, but you sign a former best receiver in the league. Here we go.
One thing about the Eagles, though, I want to give them their props because I think the past year we've taken what are you going to call it, the tush push, whatever you want to call it, for granted.
the brotherly shove.
Yeah, that thought everybody could do that. And over the past couple weeks, I would say most teams, NFL and college, have tried to do it, and most have failed pretty miserably.
There's a stat rank.
How good Jason Kelce is and that offensive line is in that thing.
Yeah, most people don't have the Eagles' offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys saw. There's a stat that was going around Twitter. The rest of the NFL since Jalen Hurts came in the league, they're like 70% on the QB sneak. The Eagles with Jalen Hurts has been like 90 something percent, which is just, I mean, it's just going to be a guaranteed first down. So, hey, it is what it is. Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
All right.
Rank, yeah, jump into that one, will you?
Giants Bills. I think I told everybody, I told all you guys for this game that one, I was not watching this game, and two, that to hammer the Bills plus 15.5 because we were playing with Tyrod Taylor without any offensive linemen and so many injuries. And somehow, with Saquon back, they kept this game close. And do you know what it comes down to? We've been preaching it all day. Defense wins games. And this Giants defense kept this game close, forced big turnovers when they had to, and held the Bills to 0 points going into the fourth quarter. 0 points. That is a huge defensive play. Their offense didn't look great. We had Tyrod Taylor, our quarterback. He had some nice throws. I like how he got vertical. That's the big thing we need Daniel Jones to do when he gets back. And he's going to do that this week because we play the Commanders and we always kick the Commanders' ass. But the reason we lost this game was one, clock management by Tyrod Taylor at the end of the first half when he checked the play into a run and we couldn't get a field goal off at the 1 yard line, didn't get any points. It's ridiculous. And secondly, that was a pass interference call at the end of the game. It was one of the clearest pass interference calls I've seen. He was
I was
draped all
waiting
over
for you
him.
to say that because that was pretty pathetic. Especially because they called it. It was the exact same thing too, twice in a row, and they just decided to call the first one. I think you put the refs in a tough situation. They're like, can we call that again? Like, I don't know. Refs are humans, and they have their own like internal biases and everything like that, in the way they should call things. But come on, man, that's Rank. My heart did go out to you that game. Not gonna lie.
And I wasn't pissed at it because we kept it close. So like I've been more pissed at games in my life, so like I wasn't pissed off about that call for some reason. But it was tough.
Yeah. So, Rank, you said if you were a betting man, you would have took Bill's spread. Good thing good thing that didn't count towards your picks. Let's hop into the 2-minute games.
I will say, Giants are going to win this week. Giants Commanders. Daniel Jones has only lost once to the Commanders in all his years. He owns the Commanders, owns Washington. He's winning this week.
Liam, you just come out for blood, for violence every time we talk about predictions.
You play with your heart.
All right, how about the Redskins and the Falcons? What do we got there?
Let's go see 2-minute games.
Anybody watch this game?
Desmond Ritter's just terrible.
Is this already an L of a pick by them?
He was like a third.
I think it was an L of a pick when they picked it. I think, but
yeah, he's now a starting quarterback. Taylor Heineke better start there soon. We and Liam talked about this a while ago. I really, really got me in the mood for Kyler Murray to the Falcons or Justin Fields to the Falcons. One of those guys there would be really nice.
That would actually be insane. I think if they had Kyler Murray, they would be like sneaky really good.
Oh yeah, because they have the weapons. Like Kyle Pitts and Drake London are both two good pass catching guys. They just don't get them the ball.
And they have the best pass catching back. Bijan is, and it stinks to say because it was like Alvin, but Bijan is just the best. He's like a wide receiver. He could probably be a top 15 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Dude's insane.
I kind of like the double tight end, like the Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts. Like I was shitting on Kyle Pitts earlier, but like I don't know. I like that they have two pass catching tight ends. I feel like you don't really see, a lot of teams have that style.
Kyle Pitts is ass, bro.
No, he's not. He just doesn't get the ball. Like literally, he doesn't get targeted. He's actually really talented. They just need somebody to get him the ball. I'll die on that hill.
Also, I learned something new from this game. Van Jefferson's on the Falcons. Don't know when that happened, but that's good for them. I didn't catch the ball. He just got 2 targets.
Also, big shout out to the Commanders. They gave Desmond Ridder his first home loss in college or the NFL.
Wow. Hey, shout out Sam Howell, three touchdowns. There you go, Rank.
Yeah, that's your guy, Rank. He's gonna
Yeah,
torch the
I
Giants.
thought you were gonna get
No, it's not.
something a little bit more exciting there, Rank. A little bit more exciting of an answer.
Well, this week has started now, and I'm a Sam Howell hate train because we're playing this weekend, so I've switched mindsets.
All right, that's a good way to end that. Let's
Panthers,
go.
Dolphins.
Yeah, unexpected.
I mean,
Not really.
yeah, this game was like even when the Panthers got up 14-0, you're like, yeah, Dolphins are still gonna kick their ass. And then before the half, they were already up 2 scores. Like Mike McDaniel, man, dude is an offensive genius. He just has his guys. Everybody's always in motion. It's beautiful football. It really is. He makes Tua look like Albert Einstein. It's genius.
You were hyping up C-Mac for MVP. I think Tyreek Hill also is legit chance for MVP.
I love that take, Rank. I think first wide receiver ever to win it. I think it could happen.
He's on pace for 2,000 yards, and in this offense, like he's just gonna be electric. Like we were talking about it the other day, Liam. Like Jalen Waddle's not getting the ball. It's literally Tyreek Hill and the running backs, and he's just putting ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, it is crazy to think that like defenses still don't know how to guard Tyreek Hill, and every time
there's just no one fast enough on the planet to guard him.
Nobody.
They can't even put 3 guys on him. It's insane.
You look at like
Still
a wide receiver cornerback matchup, like the quarterback's already at a disadvantage because the wide receiver knows the route he's going to win or the route he's going to run, you know? So you would need someone that has Tyreek Hill's own speed and then also has the intellect and the shiftiness to be able to stay on him, you know, when he runs the route. I just don't think that person exists. He's literally unguardable. And I think we're going to start having the Tyreek Hill 2K watch, you know, that's going to be the thing for the second half of the season. People are going to be like tuning into games to see, is he actually going to get to 2000? You know, he might break Calvin Johnson's record. And I think it's going to be a amazing season for Dolphins in general. And this is going to be a great side quest, if you will. Obviously their aspirations are bigger, but a little side quest.
Also, one other thing I love Mike McDaniels, but his quote, I think it was during last week, that somebody asked him, they said, yeah, you have the top offense through 5 games. And he goes, wow, this is what we're working for all offseason, get a top 5 offense through 5 games.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that guy.
He's amazing. Colts, Jags. Anthony Richardson out for the season now with a torn rotator cuff or something like that. So Gardner Minshew running this offense. He didn't look that good. He made a bunch of mistakes, lots of picks, but he reminds me of like a gunslinging Brett Favre kind of just throwing the ball out there and hoping something sticks.
You got to cut him a little bit of slack. The man threw the ball 55 times. Like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, no running game versus the Jags, but it is also the Jags defense.
Yeah, ETN is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to ask you guys where you thought ETN ranks this season, in terms of running backs, because he's been absolutely unbelievable.
He's top 10, maybe top 5.
Top 10? I was going to say like top 5 for sure this year.
Top 5?
Yeah. Because honestly,
top 5.
C-Mac, I think he might be the second best running back this year. Maybe Mostert, or I guess Mostert, yeah, and then I'd go ETN. I don't think it's that crazy to say.
I guess if you just think of this year alone, maybe. It's possible. Top, I can go top 5. I like top 5. He's really good. And he's one of the few, like, every down back still in the NFL, which is also really impressive.
Yeah, and the one, I guess people were ranking on him a little bit this offseason because his pass catching ability just wasn't there last year. He's really worked on that. He's been really good this year.
Yeah. If you're the Colts, you know, you have one of the better backups. So is this, you know, a red alert, let's tank? Or like, do you still have legit playoff aspirations here?
They got play. They're 4-2. They've got 2 great running backs. Like they have a great one-two punch there.
Not that it's a huge difference. They're 3-3. I mean, in 6 games, it's a big difference. But like,
yeah, I think the 1-2 punch though. If you get Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss both involved in the run game and cut down garbage, just throw somewhere from less than 55, you've got a chance to win games.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
I don't know. I think this was like kind of the Jags. Like this is going to be their normal. I think their offense has not been looking good for the majority of the season. I think they're starting to heat up.
This is kind of like their best defense since that AFC Championship game. Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, like that was a fucking dirty, disgusting unit. This is probably one of their best defensive units since then. And like Rank, I mean, like you were saying, Rank, they got a good 1-2 punch for the Colts, and you hold them to 40 yards. That says a lot. That's a good thing to put on the resume right there.
That's fair. I know Liam's really excited to talk about this game. Patriots Raiders, a Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels rivalry. Josh McDaniels undefeated against Bill Belichick. These two offenses just looking explosive. They suck. They both suck. The quarterbacks suck. The Devontae Adams didn't get the ball. Mac Jones needs to be replaced. I hate seeing power rankings and having the Patriots power ranked above the Giants just pisses me off because I know the Giants suck, but the Patriots suck more.
Yes, I totally agree with that rank. I'm going to ask you guys this. How does PJ Walker not have a spot in the league, but Mac Jones does?
Ooh, wow. You're coming out of fire.
I will die on this hill. Mac Jones has never won a game and when the other team has scored more than 24 points. Not one game in his whole career has he won. It's ridiculous.
I'm shocked that he was a Pro Bowler. It still blows my mind. It shows how useless the Pro Bowl is because he was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Well, it is useless. Let's not give him too much credit. He was a injury replacement, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still ridiculous, Rank. I'm with you. And honestly, I've been seeing a lot of the memes out there, and we haven't talked about this really on the show, but we got to start talking about it now. How much of Belichick's success was attributable to Brady? Like, I know this team is dog shit, but if you really are the GOAT coach, 1-5 is pretty bad, man.
True. I was just going to bring that up. Like, their offense has looked terrible. Ramondre Stevenson isn't a bad running back. He's looked terrible this year. They don't have a terrible offensive line. They have serviceable receivers. They're just ass. They're terrible. It's awesome to watch. It really is. But I guess this just goes to show, and I'm a Tom Brady hater. I'll admit it. I don't like the guy. Never did, never will. He made him,
The only counter argument off that, because I think it's hard to I think that's a really hard Brady or Belichick argument to make. Because I think they both needed each other in those moments because Brady could control the offense. I think Belichick controlled the defense. If you look even now, their defense is not bad. Their defense is a very good defense. Held the Dolphins to 24 points right before they got 70. Like, the defense is a good defense. I just think Belichick's falling off not only with his recruiting because he's not done a good job in the offseason drafting the past couple of years, but I think it's such a hard. I struggle with that one. Who's the reason?
Yeah,
it's hard to blame Belichick for all this.
You guys remember when they drafted that guy from like D2 or D3?
Yeah.
Like Bella Marine or something like that? Whatever happened to him?
His drafting's been bad recently.
I mean, to be fair, I think we have a better chance if the sun doesn't rise tomorrow than Robert Kraft firing Bill Belichick.
God,
no. Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, they better fucking hope they get Caleb Williams because that would be the only way. Actually, I would hate that, to be honest. That would just be really bad. But let's all enjoy the Patriots' demise this season, and I'm sure it won't be long-lasted, unfortunately.
One question, though. Why do we not do the same thing with Pop? Why do we Popovich? Why do we say that Duncan was the only reason they did well? But it's the same argument though, because he is sucked right now. They have been terrible, and Bill Belichick's being terrible now too.
I think basketball.
You're confusing my brain. Yeah, I have to. You're really confusing my brain here.
I think basketball is tangible that you need superstars to win, no matter who you are.
You need for football though.
For football, you need good teams, good
Football
defenses.
it's so much more of
Yeah.
a team sport and a coaching based sport than basketball will ever be.
100%.
We all know
Really?
coaching doesn't mean dog shit in basketball outside of like if you have like a top 5 coach. But and you know, like we've seen LeBron, we've seen Curry, we've seen everyone just carry bums. Like you need a team to win a football.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it takes players to be well too. I don't think Bill Belichick should be getting as much hate as he is getting right now, personally.
Hey, I'll sign up for that, Rank. I'll sign up for some more Belichick hate. Let's go Rams, Cardinals.
Yeah.
Shout out Cooper Kupp, man. Look at Cooper Kupp. Look at him go. It's just, yeah. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to see him back.
Liam, do you have Cooper Kupp in fantasy?
I have him in both leagues, baby. It's for Chubb. Don't worry. This is for
This
Chubb.
close to getting him. Yeah, the Rams are really good. They're not really good, but they've been bouncing back. I think they've really been dominant on the Cooper Kupp and Puku. I think those are the only 2 guys who got targets this entire game who got catches. I don't think Tutu got a single catch. They lost their running backs. They're gonna have to replace running backs by committee right now. So we'll see how they do going forward.
Is Williams out?
Yeah, he's out a couple weeks now.
What happened?
I don't know, some injury in the game. I don't know what injury, but
well, that's a big deal. I mean, he was fucking shit up in real life and in fantasy. So that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Zach Evans is supposed to be the new starter. He's a rookie as well, but they signed a bunch of random guys like Darnell Henderson got signed to their practice squad. Some other guys they signed, but
what do you guys think about this Rams team?
They're just there. They're going to make the playoffs because the NFC is just not great. But
I know my take at the beginning of the year was that the Rams are going to suck, and I clown for it. The eye test, this Rams team looks so good, and I think it's really just because like they're going to beat who they're going to beat, and they're going to lose to who they're going to lose. Like outside of, let's take away the Bengals game because that was a Monday Night Football anomaly. You look at the other 5 games. You beat the team just beat. You beat the Seahawks, you beat the Colts, you beat the Cardinals, and you lost to the teams that are better than you, the Niners and Eagles. Like I wouldn't say they're playing above their standards or below their standards. They're just kind of, you know what? I will agree with you, Rank. They're just kind of there. They're a good team that aren't going to really ever beat the teams that are better than them, but they're not a bad team. Like, you know what I mean?
They're good enough to win.
Did any of that make sense? Sorry.
No, yeah, exactly. They're a 600 team, if you want to call it like that. They beat the teams that are below them. They lose the teams that are above them.
Exactly.
Sneak in at 9-8 and make a playoff spot, and that's what I'm.
Hey, and for the first 6 weeks to play both the Eagles and Niners, that's pretty tough. Like, not a lot of teams have had to play the 2 best teams in the NFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they lost against the Niners, 7 points. They played terrible against the Bengals, lost by a field goal, 9 points versus the Eagles. You guys might think I'm crazy for this. I think they're in the same tier as the Cowboys are because I think the Cowboys have just been so underwhelming in a lot of different areas.
What do you mean by that? Like, is it just because they've been underwhelming?
NFC, we got Niners, Eagles at the top. Gap. Mm-hmm. Lions. Gap. Cowboys, Rams. The way the Bucks have been playing, honestly.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, but that's like my tier. I think they play the Steelers next, Packers, Seahawks, they play Cardinals again, the Browns, Commanders, Giants. A lot of winnable games for the Rams. I think they're definitely a lock for the playoffs in my opinion.
You know what's interesting, and we were talking about DNs and earlier. Aaron Donald, without looking, how many sacks do you think he has through 6 games?
3.
No clue, maybe 2. I don't know.
He's got 2.5, which I mean, nice Aaron range. Donald every other year he'd have like 5 or 6 by this point, and I mean he is the juggernaut on that team where you have to double triple team him. How much of their
what?
And we lost
How
Trip.
how much of their defensive struggles do you think is attributable to the fact that Aaron Donald might be a step slower than we're used to?
I wouldn't really say defensive troubles. The most points they've given up is 30. Outside of that, they've given up 23 a couple times.
Yeah, but look at that game versus the Bengals. You would hope that,
Yeah,
against
that's
that
true.
Bengals O-line, they'd be really
Yeah.
able to dominate.
They should have won that game, to be fair. Like, they played terrible both sides of the ball. I don't know. It's just we harp on it, Truitt, you especially, consistency is key in a short season. They got to put together some consistent performances.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's see what we got. We got
best
there you
game
go.
of the year. I'm just gonna let Liam talk about the Lions. I feel like that's all I really need to talk about this game.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, how the Chiefs just, they took care of business versus the Broncos, even though the Broncos aren't a good team. I think it's safe to say the Lions are for real. I want to hear you guys say it. Rank you especially. Because good teams win shit games. Just, this game, they let the Bucks hang around, and then at the end, just pounced on them. Special teams, beautiful punt. Locked it right inside the 5. They had that bomb to Jameson Williams. Amon-Ra has looked like, he was just unbelievable. Amon-Ra, top 10 wide receiver, easy. I don't know. I kind of want Rank. I want to hear you give the Lions their flowers.
I think the big thing the Lions are doing better this year than they did last year when they went on a streak was defense. I think Aiden Hutchinson stepped into his own, and he's become a great pass rusher, and he's just making this entire defense better. Because when you have a guy who gets the quarterback, everything gets sped up. You don't have to guard the guys longer. You don't have to cover. It just makes a huge difference. And I think that's the big difference this team, because last year they were winning shootouts, and this time they can win these close, low-scoring games. I think that's going to make the difference going forward. So yes, they're really good, and that's why.
I'm very happy to hear you guys talk about the defense, because we all know Jared Goff, got to give him your respect. This offense is explosive, and I think everyone knew that going into the game. But I'm going to read out to you right now the opponent's rushing totals from each of their 6 games so far. You got the Bucks right now, 46 rushing yards. The Chiefs, 90. The Seahawks was 82. It's whatever. The Falcons with Bijan, 44. The Packers, 27. The Panthers, 99. But still under 100. That is incredible. They haven't given up more than 100 yards rushing any game. This, I'm so used to the Lions defense just being dog shit, and that being the issue why, in the past, Matthew Stafford was just losing games. It's so refreshing to see that the Lions are actually good at something on the defensive end, because their offense was, defense wins championships, and their offense, was never that explosive to get them to that big stage. But they have a great offense. Shout out Jared Goff. And that defense, that D-line is legit. And if you could take away, one half of the offense, you're giving yourself a huge chance to win games there.
Call me absolutely crazy. The 49ers do not want to play the Lions in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, CMC is going to get 40 yards rushing.
And I still can't believe the Saints let Alex Anzalone walk the Lions, because now every week, the dude is just a stud. Absolute stud on defense. Oh my God. He's been going crazy. But
the Lions low-key make good free agent acquisitions.
See, and this is what happens. This is another thing. This is what happens when you're garbage and you tell the coach, listen, we're going to give you time to work it up. Lions went 1 in 15? Dan Campbell? 1 in 15. They said, you're not on the hot seat. We got to give you time. We trust in you. Build the culture up. Look what they're doing now. It really is impressive.
And he's built that fucking culture too.
Oh my God, dude, the players would die for him. It's great.
Right. Let's give Liam some more flowers.
Liam, Mr. Undefeated Holloway.
Thursday Night Football. We'll give you the rankings. Liam's in first place at 7-0.
Oh wow!
In second at 4-2, and I am 1-5. Not been a great year. But this is where we bounce back, because this is the
turntables have turned, Rankle.
Where Liam's head and heart are conflicted. Jags at Saints -1.
There's no conflict. I told you guys at the beginning of the show what the strategy is. Easy. Saints cover. Boom. Lock that in.
I'm gonna go next because not only am I rocking the fade Liam strategy, but I know if Liam was not a Saints fan and he was a unbiased observer to this game, his heart would be telling him the Jaguars are winning this game because the Jaguars have been playing better football.
100%. But you know what? You know what, Rank? The Commanders were playing better football before they played the Bears. And you guys were lucky I didn't have that other double or nothing in my back pocket because I sure as hell would have used it. And you know what? They're going to shock the world. Saints are not only going to win this game, they're going to drop a 40 bomb, figure out the offense on Thursday night. Yeah.
I'm so
Write
honored,
that down.
Mr.
Write that down.
Mr. King of Delusion. I'm so honored to be in your presence right now.
King of Delusion? What's my record say? Bitch. Yeah. Read that off. And when they do, you guys are reading the memo. You guys are reading the memo.
I love this because every single time you told us to read the memo, it hasn't happened yet. So we won't read this memo next week because you just keep jinxing the shit out of it.
Have we explained what the memo is? Liam, do you want to go? Okay.
We explained it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I wrote this little note on my phone when I was 5-0, I believe. So a couple weeks ago, just an apology from both Truitt and Rank that they're going to read out, just admitting my superior football knowledge. I'm a prophet at calling picks. I'm 7-0, by the way. And one of the things on there has yet to come true through the first game, but it could very well come true later in the season. The Cardinals will still beat the 49ers. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, you guys are going to read that after I call this.
What's your pick for the game?
I'm going to join you, Rank. I'm going to go Jags. Just teams of very opposite momentums going on here. I respect Liam's loyalty for sure. But Jags, honestly, it wasn't until we covered that game a little while ago where I was really like, you know what, Jags are legit. 4-2. We're talking about that good defense. We're talking about the running back situation. Trevor Lawrence is looking good. I honestly think this is going to be a low-ass scoring game. I know Liam's going to drop a 40 bomb, but this is going to be a low-ass scoring game. This could be like a 10-7. I'll give you a second little tidbit right there, a little prediction. Take the under on this game. I don't know what it is, but Jesus fucking Christ, this is one offense versus two defenses right here. So, no offense. I'm taking the Jags. That's enough. That was kind of mean on my end.
No,
I shouldn't do that to the 7-0 King. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. When the Saints pick off Trevor Lawrence 3 times and force 2 fumbles, Derek Carr better be able to score on the fucking 2-yard line.
This is like every year there's not this year, but every year there's that NFL team that's like undefeated and they'll get to like week 9 and they're like 9-0 and you're like, shit, like when are they gonna lose? That's really how I'm feeling here. Like, when is this magic gonna run out?
You guys remember when the Steelers were like 9-0 and it was just so undeserved? Like,
yes, I do.
Probably like the worst 9-0 team. Yeah, this is not it. I'm the fucking, what is it, 73 Dolphins. I ain't losing a game, motherfucker.
All right. Let's switch levels.
Wait, one more thing, Rank, before we switch. So the Panthers are 0-6. I want us to just very quickly go through and see when they will win their first game. And I'll read you their opponents.
Do they play the Giants?
They do not play the Giants. They are playing Houston next week in Carolina.
Loss.
I don't know. I think they're going to turn it around next week. Call me crazy.
All right, so Liam's got the win next week. I'm going to see how far I can go, Church, or how far you can go too.
Indianapolis in Carolina again.
Loss.
At Chicago. Oh boy.
They lose that game.
They lose that game?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
honestly, I'm biased as hell. I'm trying not to be for this. When they played the Vikings, if Bryce Young didn't have that, it was literally a perfect pickup six. Like he delivered it to the defensive lineman. If that didn't happen, they win that game,
I
100%.
think the Panthers beat the Titans. I think that's the win they get.
Do you think that's it? Because then they got Bucks, Saints, Falcons, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. They're really not better than any of those teams. Maybe they sneak a Tampa Bay win.
Yeah, they'll get a Tampa Bay win or a Bucks win.
How many
This
wins?
could be it. Say it again.
Two win season? 1 win season?
2 win season, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Fuck. And they don't even have their pick. Those idiots. Those fucking idiots.
Yep.
All right. College
football. Friday night, I don't know if you guys are watching, but Colorado and Deion Sanders got up 29-0 against the Stanford Trees and blew it.
Trees.
And we haven't really talked about it, but what's the thoughts on Deion?
Yeah, I'll hop in on this. I love what he's done to the program, completely turned it around. But my God, ESPN covers some of the good teams. Like, come on. It's ridiculous. People were going crazy after they beat Colorado State in a thriller. Like, it's great what he's done for the program, but let's slow on the hype. It's getting so annoying at this time. And shade over Sanders, after you beat the worst team in your conference, flexing the Rolex, like, come on, buddy. You beat Arizona State by 1 score. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'll kind of echo that, Liam. I was initially really big into the hype. I know a lot of people that go to Colorado, and they were pretty excited for this. But they weren't extremely on my radar until I really saw that TCU game, and they had no business winning that game going into the season, and then of course delivering that. But I do got to say this has been impressive, Liam, like you're saying with the culture, but at the same time, like we were talking about when I was talking about DK, you got to put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to talk shit, you got to be good. They've had, as Rank pointed out, some really bad losses. The USC game was just fucking abysmal. The Oregon game was abysmal. Blowing it to Stanford, abysmal. You need to. I'm all for the hype and everything, and getting your guys, where they need to be mentally to take on a game like this. But you got to back it up. Like they're doing much better than they had the last couple seasons. But with the amount of hype and trash talking they've been doing, you think they should be like 7-0 right now.
Yeah, I've got 2 things on them. One, I agree with the hype thing, and I saw somebody say that Deion Sanders was probably the most cocky motherfucker in college football when he was a college football player, but he backed it up constantly.
Yeah.
And
of course,
inspiring his team to be cocky, but they're not being able to back it up, which is terrible. But also, I keep hearing this thing, which every time I watch a Colorado game, it just furthers this belief that Shedeur Sanders is taking sacks to avoid picks.
Yeah,
he's holding on to the ball.
It's really weird.
Throw a pick or not get any complete pass and takes a sack because he's been holding on to the ball way too long in the pocket.
It's funny because usually people say that you should do that instead of throw picks. You know what I mean? Or just take the sack instead of. But I see what you're saying, Rank. That's an interesting. I hadn't heard that. That's interesting.
No, it's Rank. You are so right. It's like kind of ridiculous. Just throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to mess with the completion percentage. I really think it. Every time I watch a game, it just makes more and more sense.
It does. Right.
Is Travis Hunter playing? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's back. He's back playing, but he's getting cooked on defense.
So he's not on Heisman watch at all anymore.
No. Also,
here's the thing. Oh, sorry.
Speaking of Travis Hunter, I didn't realize this. Adoree Jackson, the Giants cornerback, used to also be Travis Hunter. He used to be both sides when he played in college, which I just never heard of anybody doing it before, and it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen in the NFL at all. There's just no way.
God, no, dude. You could maybe get away with that in like the 80s or something, but guys are just way too good, way too strong, way too fast now. There's no way. You just gas yourself. You just can't do that. Let's talk about Caleb Williams real quick.
Liam, walk us through what he said today.
Yeah, so he said that for whichever team drafts him, he wants partial ownership. Um, you guys call me delusional, but this man is king of fantasy land.
So
First
is
of
this?
all, God, sorry, go on. It's just
No.
it's so
I want to let you
ridiculous.
get into your rant because I
No,
was just going to ask a clarifying question on like what he
it
meant by
just
that.
doesn't make any sense. First of all, you haven't been drafted. You got your ass kicked by Notre Dame. You might not win the Heisman, and you're asking for a partial ownership stake in a team that you're going to get drafted for, buddy. You might not be the first quarterback taken. You probably won't.
All right.
Ridiculous.
I don't know about that.
He will be the first quarterback taken because he's got the talent and everybody says the name of him.
I
think
like
he's
Penix.
overrated. Yeah, that's fair. I like Penix too. And
Clip that. Clip that.
did you see? Did you see the ESPN guy shouting during game day? Did you see that, Liam?
Yeah. Yeah.
The big. But I think Caleb Williams is a little overrated because for some reason every single year they've got to have some guys a franchise-changing quarterback come out of the draft and they don't live up to it typically. But and it's ridiculous. But I still think he's that good.
Did you guys see the Colin Cowherd take that he had the other day? Did you guys see that?
He'd be better than somebody's quarterbacks. He'd start over.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. But he
Nick
said
Wright.
like,
Yeah, Nick Wright had him at the top already. It's fucking stupid.
Colin Cowherd, who I have for years just talked about how bad he is as an analyst. I mean, there was, and this is a total side story. There was one time when he was ranking QBs better than like someone else in the league, and he mentioned Dwayne Haskins, who, rest in peace, had been dead for a year. I think everyone remembers that clip. But he just recently said he would be willing, if he was the Steelers, to trade T.J. Watt, George Pickens, and I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 first-round picks for Caleb Williams. And that is probably one of the worst takes I have ever heard someone say, even if you just said TJ Watt for Caleb Williams, let alone George Pickens, who could be a promising wide receiver, and let's just say it was 2 first-round picks. That is so bad. I didn't even see. I wish I'd seen the rest of it to see like. Hopefully, the other guy clowned him on that, but the hype is. I don't know if that's delusion or just the hype getting out of control or just a mixture of both. But that was ridiculous.
Yeah, if I'm a GM, I'm taking that in a second, in a heartbeat. You know, what the hell is that?
It's so hard because the quarterback literally changes the football team. It completely changes. If you have a guy who can elevate your team, it changes everything.
But still, it's TJ Watt, dude. Probably. He's a defensive player of the year.
But I think I would trade TJ Watt for Caleb Williams straight up if I was the Steelers.
Walk me through that rank.
No.
Elaborate a little.
No. People were saying the same thing about Baker Mayfield. I don't want to hear this garbage anymore.
Rank, remember, before I let you elaborate, Rank, I want to remind you of when we talked about like how many elite QBs are there really. It's so hard to be a good quarterback in this league. There are I feel like people don't talk enough about how many QBs come into the league and might not be quote unquote busts, but are definitely not living up to the potential they have on draft night. And you're gonna. I just want you to elaborate. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, Rank.
Okay, you kind of made my point for me, Truth. There are so few great quarterbacks, and how often does a team win a Super Bowl without a great quarterback? When's the last time a team won a Super Bowl without a great quarterback? I can't name one. Not since like the 2000s, like Trent Dilfer.
No, you're right. You're right.
You need a star quarterback. You're not winning a Super Bowl with TJ Watt can't be your best player on a Super Bowl winning team. It just doesn't happen anymore. And you need to risk things to try to get that guy. And I know how risky it is to find the guy, and it's hard to find him. But if you have a chance to try to find him, you have to take the chance. That's my theory.
Rank, well spoken, Rank. I will say well spoken. You're right. But I would honestly rather give up the George Pickens 3 firsts end of that than TJ Watt.
Well, yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
But you just said you would do TJ Watt. So you think that 3 firsts and Pickens is not enough? That's what you're saying.
No, I think that would get it to you. But you just said TJ Watt wasn't worth it. Like, I would trade them straight up. Is simply what I would say, because I really think getting that star quarterback is just so valuable. You look at Patrick Mahomes. There's nobody really around Patrick Mahomes. They got Travis Kelce. Nobody else in that offense. The defense isn't that great. And
Yeah, I mean, they won a
there.
Super Bowl with Tyreek Hill. Don't take that away from him. But they did
win
without. They did win without him. You're right. No, Rank. Hey, you know what? That's a great argument. I'm giving you credit there. Liam, do you have anything to say about that? About Rank's take?
Patrick Mahomes was the 10th pick in the draft. Nobody knew he was going to be this.
Well, yeah.
College is very, very different from the NFL.
Yeah, there's so much uncertainty.
Was drafted in the 7th round. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. All these guys come in the league. You remember Josh Rosen?
I'm not saying he's going to be the guy.
You remember Sam Darnold?
But you have a higher chance if you take him. Like, you're not like, the more quarterbacks you take, the more chances you're going to have of getting the guy. Is all I'm saying.
Who's gonna get Caleb Williams this year? Is it gonna be the Cardinals?
Well, so he's been saying he doesn't want to go to like certain teams. You know what I mean?
Dude, see, this is what I mean. He's already causing a headache and he's not even on a team yet. It's
we've
childish.
seen teams do that. What didn't Eli Manning do that, or somebody did that?
Yeah,
somebody
did.
Yeah. So like it's happened before. Now, like the team kind of does have leverage at the end of the day, right? Like they can still draft him and be like, "All right, well, fuck you." You know, you're gonna sit for 4 years or something. I don't know. I don't know how it really goes, but I guess those restrictions aside, it's got to be the Bears, right? They got 2 chances here.
Yeah, I agree.
Could you imagine if the NFL had a lottery like the NBA?
That'd be so much fun.
I think it would fuck over a lot of people.
Yeah, because if he gets drafted to the Bears, they're still not sniffing a 500 season for the next 3 years. I'm sorry. No way. No way. Even in their shit-ass division.
Agree to disagree. All right, baseball playoffs. We're in the AL and LCS Championship Series.
Phillies are up 2-0 on the Diamondbacks, and it looks like the Astros are gonna make it 2-1, right? Am I right with those?
It does appear that way, yes.
What do you think, Frank? What have you made of these playoffs so far?
I'm gonna say what I've been saying that's been pissing me off, but the Phillies are such a fun team to watch. They have so much energy and so much excitement, and the players are so good. And as I said yesterday, if those players are wearing blue and orange, these are my favorite players of all time, but they're wearing red and white, and I hate them. But they're so good. They're so inevitable. Like every single guy comes to the plate, you're like, yeah, he's gonna get a hit, and it pisses me off.
They made Zach Gallen look like a baby, look like a scared little bitch. 2 first pitch home runs on fastballs, first pitch of the game. Like that's scary. And Zach Gallen, I thought was going to win Cy Young at one point this year, and I don't know these guys. And then obviously Wheeler just throws a fucking gem. Like they're such a complete team.
This dude bats 190 in the regular season, and just all of a sudden is hitting all these home runs. What the fuck?
Oh, which one am I talking about?
Schwarber.
I thought you were talking about Castellanos, who's also just been horny for home runs.
Yeah, Castellanos is insane.
Dude, off the record, his son's low-key been horny for home runs too, which is ridiculous. Like, I hate that they just keep showing the kid.
Yeah. I still think the Astros are going to win in the AL.
You really do?
Yeah.
I think this game is big. I don't know why the 2 Scherzer out there. He had pitched them over a month.
Yeah.
Have somebody else out there and have Scherzer come in as a reliever. Like, they got bases loaded right now. This is not going to end well. It's going to be a blowout, this game.
Do you think actually, I'm going to let you keep going on that before I switch it back to the Diamondbacks. But
yeah, 7-2 Astros now.
Dude,
7-2?
Yordan Alvarez.
Oh, I'm behind.
Yeah. think they just hit something because I saw it was
So-
5-2.
Did Alvarez just hit like a single or something right here?
Yeah, single.
But
Why are they
you'll-
still pitching to him?
Dude, I don't know. In 6 games, so before this game, he had 6 home runs. He is ridiculous. He's crazy, dude. Like this guy is ridiculous, and he's still so young. Where would you put him in terms of hitters in the league?
Oh man,
Top
that's
five,
so
top 10.
tough. Who do you have in your top 10? Because I like off my head, I'd say top 5 easily.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Yeah,
It's one of these hard games to do, but I think he's definitely a top player
He's
in baseball.
crazy, dude. He's
No
so
show.
crazy.
yeah. No Shohei in the AL. He's definitely got a chance to win MVPs.
Yeah.
How many years has he been in the league?
No,
No,
his
Oh,
stats
I
are
looked,
just
it's-
like
It's his 5th year. Wow, so he got called up early. It's 21.
don't look at who he was what he was traded for.
He was. I do know he was traded from the Dodgers, right?
Yeah,
That makes me
that's
smile.
big ups to you, right?
That makes me smile a lot. Going back to the Diamondbacks, outside of that 10-0 game, I feel like games 1 and wait, is it 3-0 or 2-0?
2-0.
I feel like game 1, they were in it throughout the entire game.
Dude,
You know,
that
yeah.
was last pitch.
Yeah, you're going back to Arizona. Maybe something happens now. I mean, they don't have Nola and Wheeler anymore, so maybe it falls off cliff. But I don't know. I'm just hoping that the Diamondbacks show a little bit of life. Like they've been in it for game 1 at least, and game 2 just got out of control.
Need to win game 3. Must win.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
But,
hope they win.
Let's do a little award predictions. Unless you guys want to, is there anything else in the playoff you guys want to talk about?
No.
They just announced the Gold Glove finalists. I don't know if you guys want to go through and make your picks. I'm excited because I'm pretty excited with a couple of the NL picks, but yeah, if you guys want to go through AL or NL first, see who's going to win this.
Um,
I'll go position by position. In first, you have in the NL, you have Freeman, Carlos Santana, and Christian Walker. I feel like
Freeman probably
Walker's
wins
been Freeman.
I go either Freeman or Walker.
Second base, I'll go Walker with that one. Second base, a little bit of bias here. I got to take Ha-Seong Kim. You got Nico
Yeah.
Horner, Kim, and Bryson Stott. Kim has just been ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Bryson Stott's also been pretty good too. I got to give him credit there.
Him.
Third base, you got Brian Hayes, Ryan McMahon, and Austin Riley.
Austin Riley might win that one.
I hope not.
Yeah.
This is the first time that the NL will have a Gold Glove Award winner at third base not named Nolan Arenado since 2012. Won it every year of his career and was not a finalist this year.
That's
That's
crazy.
ridiculous. Shortstop, we got Lindor.
You know who's winning it, bro. You don't even
I
have to
shouldn't even say
their
the other
name.
ones.
He's deserved one for the past 3 seasons, and he's finally gonna get one here. So deserved.
Frank.
I don't know.
What?
All right.
I think
Yeah.
I do think Lindor gets it, but I hope you saw your tweet leak. Like I don't know if he's gonna do it. Like they just might screw him over.
Yeah, true. I don't know if you saw that they had him on the graphic for nominees in the NL. It's just
Mhm.
like he was the only guy on the graphic. There's no way he doesn't win it, right? Like
You think it's a little bit of a leaked pick right there? Is that what you're
I
saying?
hope. I really hope it is. If it's not, then like what the fuck? Like
Left field, you got Ian Happ, David Peralta, and Eddie Rosario. I don't really know enough about those 3 guys to make a pick there.
I don't.
Let's do crossover grid. I don't feel like going through all this.
Oh yeah,
All right.
if Acuna gets the Gold Glove, we riot because that dude sucks in the outfield.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree.
Before we'll wrap up this segment, I do want to say shout out Fernando, first year in right field, and I hope he's going to get the
He
Gold
will.
Glove.
He has. I
thank
think
you.
he leads the MLB in like outs above average or something.
Yeah, he is second among outfielders in defensive runs saved. First year in the outfield. Just want to say that. I mean, he's an incredible athlete. Let's go into Hoops Grid.
You guys see it?
Yes.
Hello.
Oh God.
Yeah, we got Tim Duncan teammate. That's interesting.
I think Tony Parker might be too obvious for the Hornets. Tim Duncan teammate. I feel like that's what people are going to think about.
Okay, Tim Duncan Spurs. Randomest guy on the Spurs that we can think of who played with Tim Duncan.
Who's at the end of the bench?
Van Exel.
Maybe a little
NBA.
Boris Diaw action.
I feel like Boris is too
common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Everybody knows Boris. Do you ever play with Chris Kaman? Was Chris Kaman ever on the Spurs with him?
God, dude, I hope not.
Because Chris Kaman was an all-star. This could be a good show. The Caveman.
Dude, low key. Do people know? You could throw a little David West in there. Wasn't Zaza on there too?
Oh.
Anderson.
Zaza was. I know Zaza and David West played together. I didn't know which team it was. But
Probably Kyle Anderson.
that's a good one.
Wow.
Rankle!
Wow, rank. 0.6? That's crazy.
Boom.
Dang. Okay.
That's a lot lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, so that's fine. Like a former All-Star, like could we put Tracy McGrady? I love doing that one for the Spurs.
Go for it.
Oh, come on, man. How do people know that? Damn it. Random All-Star with the Bulls. That should be an easy one. Find a rare one. Pau Gasol. Do people remember that?
Yeah.
Is it like you had to be on the Bulls and be an all-star, or
No, because there's no way T-Mac was a all-star on the Spurs.
when he was a teammate at Duncan?
Yeah.
So anybody who's played for the Hawks that at one point was an all-star?
John Collins is normal.
Jeff Teague,
Lou Will.
Millsap, Darren Williams played on the Hawks.
Yes, go for that one.
Oh God! What do you think Carmelo would work? Because he was there for like a day.
No, that won't work.
I think you have to play a game for the team.
Damn. He was there for like 6 days or something. Hawks.
He's a Hawks
Spurs.
legend.
Is Paul Millsap rare enough?
Just had to get him on there. Zone 6. Shout out.
Jesus.
Christian Leitner for Hawks All-Star.
Oh, nice rank. Spurs Hawks. Did Garrett Temple play on the I'm just gonna put in Garrett Temple. No. Ish Smith.
Gallinari played for the Spurs Hawks, but that's probably too common.
You can put him in for now. Danilo? No. Didn't. I thought he did. Well, at least we got Shelvin Mack in there. It's really all that matters.
That's a W right there.
Sure, I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, Shelvin's a dog.
Did Nate Robinson ever play on the
Yeah, I think he played for both.
Yeah, he did.
He's always really low. Oh, okay.
I guess not. Damn.
Oh wait, did I do the wrong one? No. Definitely.
Ooh, I got one for Bulls Hornets. B.J. Armstrong.
Oh, that's an old guy. Damn.
What?
Who knows
Not even
that?
Not even a photo for him. That's crazy. Or like backup guards with those Spurs teams.
Did Boris
Oh.
Diaw play with Duncan?
Yeah, he was on the Kawhi Spurs teams.
Yeah.
I think he was on the Hornets teams too, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I did not know
Nice.
that.
Wow, 12%.
This is gonna be
We
our
should be able
rarest,
to get.
but this is
We should be able to
a
get
hard
Hawks Spurs. That one shouldn't be that bad. You could go. You know what's a good Hawks Spurs one is Dwayne Dedman.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Nice. Nice.
Alfred Camino, Bulls Spurs.
That's a goat right there. Al Farouk. Oh,
Was he on that? On the Spurs? Holy shit.
no.
Oh,
I thought so. No.
What's these?
you
trying to
could do
think
Pau Gasol for this one, maybe. Oh wait, fuck, we already did Pau Gasol. I think that one might be better for the Spurs one.
Think of a random all-star.
Dougie Bucket. Dougie Buckets. Doug
Oh,
McDermott.
that's a good one, Rank.
Who?
Doug McDermott.
Spurs
Bulls.
Buckets, baby.
Okay. We definitely could have done better, I think, if we
Yeah.
It was a hard grid though.
yeah. We had some
tough grid.
classics in there. Dwayne
got
Dedman
some
stuck his way. Kyle, of course, Zone 6. Shout out. Nice, good hoops grid, fellas. Good grid.
Let's get some birthdays in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple birthdays today. Starting off in baseball, Patrick Sandoval. I don't know what team he's on right now, but happy birthday. Not to be confused with the Kung Fu Panda. It's the other Patrick Sandoval.
Oh, the pitcher.
Yeah. Shout out to Mets legend, Yoenis Cespedes.
Woo.
Shout out. Truett, you wanna see prime? You've seen this throw, prime Yoenis Cespedes on the A's. Man, absolute dart. Just look up Yoenis Cespedes from left field.
Gotcha.
Crazy. You'll like that a lot. Other guys in baseball, we have Bobby Noop. Don't know who that is.
Nice. Good one.
Happy birthday, Noopy. Truett, your favorite basketball player, turns 27 today. Happy birthday to Terrence Mann of the Clippers.
Have you
bro.
I've been seeing Terrence Mann memes of the Clippers. Daryl Morey only wanting Terrence Mann in the first round pick for James Harden, and the Clippers.
I saw it too. That's ridiculous, dude.
So
Fuck
funny.
that guy. I'm for real president of the Terrence Mann hate committee.
Yep. we know. In football, we got a couple guys. Sean, your main man in fantasy, Devon H. Shane, rookie. Absolutely lighting up this year. Happy birthday. Him, another rookie, Dalton Kincaid from the Bills.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Happy birthday to you. Man, we got some just got one guy named Fitzsimmons. No other name. Happy birthday to you. Wow, there's some guy named Barry.
Harry, is that a first or a last name?
Who knows? He turns 27 or 77.
Attaboy.
Excuse me. 77 in hockey.
I would hope if he's 27, we would know his last name.
Yeah,
Jesus.
not one guy I know in hockey. Not a single guy in soccer. Ooh. This guy's got to be Italian. He turns 31. Giuseppe Genital. Happy birthday.
Giuseppe Genital, Mr. Genital. Attaboy.
I can't. That's got to be a misspell or something. And that's all we got for birthdays. Happy birthday, Giuseppe. Shout out Giuseppe and Barry. Barry.
Very nice. Rank, I wanted to quickly apologize before we end the show. Your New York Liberty lost in the finals officially tonight.
It's over.
Very sad.
Congrats to the Aces. Congrats to my girl Kelsey Plum. She deserves it. Yeah, better luck next year, Rank. I do like that Sabrina chick. She's kind of cool.
I got faith that come back next year.
Wait.
Gonna be the only New York sports doing well for a while.
Wait. Before we end the show, real quick, we're gonna have a show after the opening night of NBA. I just want to hear real quick, 2-word answers. Who do you guys got for MVP this year? NBA.
Ooh.
You know who I'm gonna pick, Rank. I know who you're gonna pick. So Truett. Who do you have?
In theme, I would have chosen Shea, but I'm actually gonna go. I think it's Luka's year. It's got to be. I've been saying it for like 3-4 years straight. I'm just gonna double down at this point.
Needed that.
I think Tatum finally wins it.
Let's go dark. Anyone got a dark horse? A really dark horse?
And
wow, I like that. I won't win enough games, unfortunately, but I like that.
Jalen Brunson.
Love that
that'd be
too.
so sick.
Love
That'd be
that.
so sick.
Austin Reeves. That's it.
What?
Thank God. End the show right now.
All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Fun the locker room. We just want to be the place that you go, your go-to place for sports takes, debates, analysis. Whether you're just driving on the way home from work, at the gym, just pop us in the headphones and just give us a listen. We'll fill your head with complete nonsense and delusion, but hey, you're gonna have a good time. So make sure every Wednesday to tap in for Fun in the Locker Room. Formerly on the greatest network, 89.1 FM, WXVU, Villanova Student Run Radio, The Roar. Formerly there. We're now on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I forgot to mention earlier the Twitter. Go follow Twitter, light us up with some likes, retweets, friend requests, whatever the hell it is on Twitter at this point, or X. Excuse me. I guess I should be saying X. We'll see you next Wednesday. Go have some fun in the locker room. Go to your local gym, whether it's a 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, whatever it is. Have some goddamn fun in that locker room. We'll be back here and we'll see you next Wednesday. I didn't say a high school.